Hi, I'm Amanda and I am in need of a little pick-me-up, so I am having an espresso martini. So I saw a creator on Instagram reuse her old coffee grounds, and instead of throwing them out, she would let them soak in an alcohol of her choice. She used tequila, which is not a martini alcohol. I did the same thing, but instead of tequila, I used gin, and it was a gin that I hadn't really drunk a lot of. I bought it mainly because I liked the packaging. It was 2.5 ounces of my coffee-infused gin, an ounce of espresso, and half an ounce of a simple syrup. Added that to a shaker with some ice, shook for about half a minute, and then poured it out into a martini glass. And it had a nice foam on it, but I've been drinking this for a little while, and so there's no foam. And normally it's topped off with coffee beans, but I am a heathen and I buy my coffee pre-ground, so I have no coffee beans. And here we are. It is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon because I am on vacation and I am day drinking. So yeah, here we are. Of course I'm gonna have this, and there's so much coffee in it, I probably won't be able to go to sleep until 2 o'clock in the morning. Let's see what happens. So let's get started. So first, I need to stop saying so. That is the first order of business. Second order of business is skincare. I normally prime, but my face has been so dry this winter that I feel if I just go in with a really heavy duty moisturizer, it really helps me. I like this moisturizer because it's actually really grippy. Too bad I don't have... the fan is probably making a lot of noise. I feel like one of these days I'm going to get everything right, but that is fine. I was just listening to Lydia Millen's book earlier today, and she talks about the joy of being an amateur, and she also said something along the lines of the people that you admire the most started out as beginners, and that's really heartening because I am so new at this and I just have a really great time doing it. I like figuring out different drinks, challenging myself with new drink recipes, and then getting more into makeup. There's something so adventurous and so creative about having the freedom to fail and not be good at something, and you can blame it on the fact that you're inexperienced. I think that's such a really great way to kind of approach things, and especially, and I've talked about this before and I'll probably talk about it again, being a perfectionist really is limiting, and kind of really understanding that I'm not going to be perfect at it because I am so new. I don't have muscle memory. I'm still learning different techniques. I just recently got told that my makeup was looking really good. My roommate and I were in the car and I was like, doesn't my makeup look pretty? He's like, yeah, you finally learned how to blend. You're not an expert until you've been doing something, I think I heard, like 15 years, and I've only been playing with makeup for maybe 5 or 6. So we are new at this, and that's great. We're here for a good time and really good drinks and hopefully really great makeup looks. I've got moisturizer on my face. Let's go ahead and start with concealer. I'm just going to place this concealer where I want things to be a little bit brighter. Now that my concealer has had a bit of a chance to dry, I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush and buff it all out. I'm going to take this brush and I'm just going to, again, go to the back of my hand instead of directly into the palette to pick up the product and just use it to kind of contour my nose. We're just going to stamp this foundation all over. So now that I've stippled that foundation stick all over, I'm just going to go ahead and blend it in. Before I set that, I actually want to go ahead and put on one last cream product, and this is a blush. I'm going to set all of these products with some powder, and I'm just going to work my brush kind of in there and hit all of the places that I feel like get really shiny. So my forehead, oh, that's a lot. We'll brush that away. And we're, oh my God, I'm dying. We're just gonna leave it there. I used to powder my chin, but because it's wintertime, it's very dry, and that's one of the first places where makeup tends to stick and get cakey if I powder it, so I decided not to do that. Before I move on to anything else, I want to go ahead and put my brows on. And like I say every single time, I hate doing this, and it's going to be horrendous. I'm more concerned about the color than having them stick up. I don't have the shape that I want, even if I did use the brow gel. Every time. I know people tend to use a bunch of different products, but I have never spent more than half an hour on my makeup, and I know that some people are really happy when they can do theirs in an hour, and I just don't have that kind of time. So everything, as I've said before, is kind of very slapdash and very quickly applied, making sure that there are no harsh lines, but I don't take the time to blend to the high heavens, and it works for me. I work in an office where the lighting isn't that best, so they can't really tell how bad it is anyway. So I've spent long enough on these. Let's move on to something else. This is really good. Like, this could be dangerous. You don't really taste the gin, so it just tastes like a really great espresso, which I guess is the point. Now we're gonna do a powder blush. Next up is a powder bronzer. We're just gonna swirl that around. Again, taking more product off on the back of our hand, and then just kind of underneath the blush and on the forehead, kind of where the sun touches your face. All right, very nice and warm. Now we're gonna work on eyes. Eyes are not my forte. I don't think any of this is my forte, but that's fine. Move on. No negativity. Try again. So now we're gonna try and do a brown smoky eye. I think we're armed with the tools that we need. We've got a palette and a brown eyeliner. I'm gonna go ahead in with this. It's kind of a sand color, and I'm just gonna lay that all over the eyelid. And we're also gonna just drag that out a little bit. It's a more taupey brown color, and I'm just gonna go ahead and concentrate on the outer edge, but in the crease of my eyelid. I'm gonna go into this brown right here. I'm gonna go ahead and pack this into the outer edge. So I'm just about done with the eyes before I go in with the eyeliner. So I'm gonna do those three colors on my bottom lash line. And I'm just gonna connect the lower lash line with the shading from the top. Make sure that this is all nice and blended so that it doesn't look super harsh. And now we are going to do liner. Let's see how this goes. Okay, steel yourself. I managed to get some extra liner on my eyes, so that's cool. I kind of want to set that in, and I'm going to smudge it out. And I'm going to go in with this super dark, super chocolatey brown. And I'm just going to trace over with the powder that brown line that I had made. And now I'm going to tight line both my lower and my upper lash lines. Oh, I kind of like it. It's nice and warm without being overtly sexy. It's more girl next door than girl next door who likes to take off her shirt. Which is totally fine if that's what you want to be. Boy next door who takes off his shirt. Boy next door. Oh, there is something missing. I wanted to add some shimmer. I'm just going to take this really nice, beautiful, bronzy. There we go. That just adds so much. What do we think? We like it? We like it. Now we're going to go ahead and set everything with a spray. Tastes really good when you eat it. So while that's dry, I'm just going to remove some of the foundation on my lips, and we're going to line them before we get into our lipsticks. And now I'm just blending that in. I don't want it super straight. I want it a little messy. Okay, maybe not that messy. Looks like I made out with somebody. That would be nice. And then I'm going to fill in my lips with this nice deep red. I just love the way that these feel on the lips. And they smell so good. They smell like candy. I forgot my eyelash curler, but we're going to proceed anyways because I don't feel like getting up and getting that right now. And I like the brown because it's just, again, a little bit more softer than a black. Pat over everything, make sure everything is blended in and seamless. Now we're going to go ahead and take out these little clippy clips and just give our hair a zhuzh. This is the nearly finished drink and this is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you saw something that you liked or didn't like, if you have any comments, suggestions, please be my peanut gallery, comment down below. Also give this a big thumbs up if you did like this. If you didn't like it, please send it to the congresswoman who just decided to change districts because she knows she's gonna lose. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you next time. Cheers. Snapshot.